Australia is a nation that has to sell ideas as well as actual physical stuff to other nations in order to survive. Well then, the vast majority of what we sell to the world is based on science and mathematics. And that includes our agricultural produce, our minerals, and all the goods that we manufacture. Science and mathematics also gave us transport, from wheeled vehicles to jets and space travel. They gave us communication, from telephone networks to the internet to heavens knows what in 5 years' time. Just look inside your pockets. Those tiny mobile phones and MP3 players did not exist 10 years ago, but they do now, thanks to science and maths. But the world is changing. Just look at climate change, the search for renewable energy and cures for diseases. People who understand science and mathematics in this strange new globalised and super technological society can create the solutions that we need.
I think it's extremely important for students to study science, regardless of whether they're going to continue on with it as their major career path. If you think about the world around us, we're facing a lot of issues both globally and nationally, and science must be part of the discussion if we're going to come up with some viable solutions.
Students can now use new specialist science and mathematics facilities. These facilities include the Victorian Space Science Education Centre, EcoLink and the Gene Technology Access Centre. The Victorian Space Science Education Centre in Strathmore is an education facility for teachers as well as for students. It works closely with NASA as well as with Canadian, Japanese and European space agencies.
VSEC was established to engage students in mathematics and science. So we're a specialist science centre. We have some very unique facilities here and we're here to inspire students and our future scientists and engineers. We can always tell when a Mars mission has finished with a spontaneous round of applause. It doesn't happen too often in a classroom environment, so it's always very satisfying.
EcoLink in Bacchus Marsh focuses on environmental programs and has both indoor and outdoor education areas.
We teach students about propagation, biology, adaptations, chemistry. The stormwater wetland is there as a demonstration. We can actually bring in stormwater from the street and clean it by having it pass through various ranges of plants.
The students have a really good time using all this equipment in a really hands-on manner, and from the feedback that we have, the students have a great time here.
At the Gene Technology Access Centre at University High School in Parkville, young postgraduate science students mentor both school students and teachers.
Gene Technology Access Centre has been happening here for a number of years now, and we study microbiology, technology that students wouldn't be able to do in their classroom. They do wonderful things like gel electrophoresis. They can do forensic science because CSI stuff is all very exciting nowadays. The students really enjoy coming in here because it's different from being in the classroom. They get to use equipment that's quite expensive and they would never ever use in a school. So they get some little insights about what makes science so interesting.
The Victorian government has built on the success of these specialist centres and has committed a further $12 million to build 3 new centres at Ballarat, Geelong and Heidelberg. They'll focus on the specialist areas of renewable energy, biosciences and the physical sciences. The new $20 million John Monash Science School for students in years 10 to 12 will provide a specialised science and maths education. Partnering with Monash University, it'll provide access to the very latest in science and technology.
John Monash Science School is Victoria's first specialist school in science, maths and associated technologies in partnership with Monash University, which is going to be a significant thing for our school, for students, teachers and academics to all work together in partnership.
The Australian synchrotron is one of the world's brightest sources of generated light. The synchrotron brings industry and education together by providing all Victorian schools access to a virtual physics laboratory from their classroom.
The synchrotron is a particle accelerator and it accelerates electrons, and the aim of these accelerated electrons is to make them generate X-rays.
Any child, any person involved in education who are interested in what happens and why it happens and how to make things, eventually you would have to be pulled toward the synchrotron to do your research. And therefore it's a very exciting place to visit and come and see what we do.
There are thousands of well-paid, interesting and different career opportunities within science and mathematics, and they'll only increase in the future.
Career opportunities in science are really, really fantastic. Like the broad range of what you can do and what you can apply your skills to. Like you can pick one aspect of science and then you can move into another just by transferring the skills. Like the knowledge gain is amazing, and science is so broad and so general that there's something for everyone in there.
You have an aspiration, and science allows you to achieve your aspiration, right? So if you're sitting at home thinking, what am I going to do when I'm 30 years old? You should be thinking, well, science will let me go international if I want to. It will also let me answer questions that I want to answer,
Plenty of opportunities to get involved in the minerals industry. You can be a chemist in the laboratory. You can be an environmental science, which get really hands-on into the field of environmental science and get to make real change.
The future of Australia lies in the areas of science, maths and technology. We'll all depend on you, the next generation, being highly skilled in these areas to push the boundaries of innovation. So make your own future. Speak to your teachers and career advisors to find out about the exciting places that science and maths could take you in the classroom and then in your career.
In 3 words, we actually love science. It's what we do. It's our life.
It's probably my favourite subject, to be honest.